This episode is brought to you by Americas Rehab Campus. Get on the road to recovery with the best rehab in beautiful Arizona. Dial 1-833-272-7342. That's 1-833-ARC-REHAB.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the Archer.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Arcast. My name is Buddha.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Dustin.
Today, guys, this is an awesome episode. I'm excited for this one. You know, this is somebody that I've had in mind since we started doing this, but I wanted to make sure the time was right. You know, this is my boy right here. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm round of applause to our homeboy, Mr. Carter. What is going on, bro?
Oh, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
What up, what up? Damn, bro, your voice got all low and sultry right now.
It's good. It's
Yo,
better.
what's up, man?
It's my radio voice, bro.
My tough voice.
Yeah. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. How you feeling today?
Blessed.
Blessed?
I'm blessed today. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, you know, dude, so where do I even start with this episode, dog? I don't even know where to start with this shit.
Go way
man.
back, huh?
We go way back, bro.
We're here at least.
Yeah, absolutely. How many years how many years have you been working here, dude?
It'll be 5 years in September.
5 years in September. So Carter, man, I mean, I've known you as Carter working here for the 5 years that you've been here because we started in the exact same time. Yep. We went through the orientation and all that stuff together and everything. But now, man, you know, I wanted just to kind of hear a little bit more about your story, man, and know, you know, a little bit more about you. Where are you from? Are you from Tucson?
So no, I am originally from Memphis, Tennessee.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, I actually came out here, got off a plane, and came to detox here at this facility.
No,
So,
oh shit, okay.
Yeah, it's actually my uncle.
You know Young Buck?
No Young Buck, but
Slim
who else? Lord Infamous.
that's
from 36
Texas.
Mafia, Project Pat, all those guys.
Dang.
Yeah.
John Morant.
Yeah,
I
no.
was thinking of Elvis. You guys are like way off base.
Yeah, yours is probably the way better category anyway.
It's a little dark over by Elvis's house now.
Damn, that's crazy. So had you ever been to Arizona before you came here?
No.
No.
Maybe on like a layover flight somewhere, but like never come to visit or anything like that. No.
Oh shit. Okay. So how did where did you said you grew up in Memphis, Tennessee? Did you have both of your parents growing up?
Yes. So having my mom and my dad. My parents separated probably when I was like 8 or 9 years old. But yeah, both parents in my life. You know, good people, good hardworking people.
All right. Any siblings?
One sister. She is 2 years older than me, and a half brother.
And a half brother. Okay.
Like on Eastbound and Down.
Well, it's like a Tennessee half brother.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's your cousin.
Cousin, uncle, same shit, right?
Same shit. So dang, man. Okay. And what examples did you have growing up? Was there addiction in your family?
You know, nothing really. Nothing like that. You know, my mom or dad never really had any problems like that. So, you know, I wonder that sometimes too. I'm like, where the hell does this come from? You know, because I didn't have anything to like learn it from really, but shit happens, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. And there was never stories of family members that you knew of and stuff that had addiction that you remember hearing?
Mm-mm.
Crazy.
No, man. Just me.
Well, I think it probably dates back to who you hang around, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not the family,
Absolutely.
but friends.
Oh, yeah. I had some good ones.
Yeah.
So at what age do you feel like you started getting influenced, man?
So this all probably started when I broke my leg. I was 7th grade, so probably 12, 13 years old. I snapped my tib fib playing soccer. And yeah, it was pretty bad, dude. Like clean in half. So I was in a cast up to my leg for like 6 months. I was in a wheelchair for 3 or 4 months. And of course, they prescribed me oxys and Dilaudid, all that shit. So I got a taste of it then. And then, you know, from there, you know, once I got better, I noticed myself looking through mom and dad's medicine cabinets, seeing what they got going on in there, you know, and taking well more than what was prescribed on the bottle, you know, and I could just tell it was something that was going to be a problem at that point. Well, I didn't know how big of a problem it would be, but I knew it was something that I liked, you know.
What was like the most Midol that you took at one time?
What does it say on the box? Like 2 to 3? It took about 12 once.
Oh man. Okay. So they gave you all of these crazy medications at 14 years old, and up until that point, you had never done anything. You hadn't gotten drunk or smoked weed, nothing like that.
I don't think so, man. I mean, I may have like drank like once or twice, but like it wasn't like a regular type thing. But that's like around the age when everybody does kind of start. Well, for me, it was like that anyways. People start experimenting, either drinking or smoking weed or whatever. But all that came shortly afterwards. So started drinking on the weekends with friends or whatever, smoking weed, and so 8th grade. Yeah, after that, you get to high school and just it's weird, going from like middle school into high school. So it's just like an easy way to take the edge off, for whatever. And went to Catholic school my whole life, pretty much, up until we'll get into that later. But up until my senior year of high school, I was in Catholic school my whole life. So
it's crazy because in my opinion, from living here, right, for the people that I know that have gone to like religious schools, they always seem like they're the most troublemakers out of all of them. I don't know if that's the same thing.
No doubt, bro.
That's crazy to me. Why do you think that is?
I think it's just like a rebellion thing. I think there's like so much structure and this, like
Stuff
I feel
gets
like
crammed down your throat.
it's getting crammed down your throat, and you're like, well, no, fuck that. I don't want to do that. I want to fucking do hood rat shit with my friends.
It's like they tell you all what you can't do, right? And so you just want to do what they tell you.
I want to do that. Actually, I think I want to do that.
Yep. That's how it works.
Yeah. So I think that's exactly what it is, man.
So you didn't have any like ADHD. They never prescribed you with like learning disabilities.
I did have ADHD. I didn't bring that up just because I never really got. Yeah, I'm just ashamed. Well, I remember always hating the medicine they gave me, like the Ritalin and like what else was it? Focalin and all that shit, dude. I just remember always being so tense when I took it and like couldn't eat, none of that shit. So I would throw that shit in the trash when they would give it to me most of the time, unless they were watching me, because like I just did not want to take it.
Jeez.
I think that comes down to like another one of the things, like I want to do the opposite of what they're telling me to do.
No, makes sense.
Were you an uppers person or just not really a big fan of them?
No. Downers.
Okay, that makes sense too, because I know that Adderall shit just.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly. So it makes sense.
That shit, like the movie Limitless, is what it reminds me of the first time I took that shit.
It's like drawing lines. Hey, either you're a downer or you're an upper.
That's pretty much it.
You know, it's
but the thing is though, is like when you take the Adderall and like Ritalin, if you actually take it like it's prescribed, it doesn't like get you all fucking gacked out like that. Because I mean, that's what he's saying is like similar to what I went through. You know what I mean? Because I got put on the Ritalin early age, fucking hated it. Like I felt different, and like I felt like it felt like a walking zombie type thing, and so I didn't like it, and that's how my parents ended up taking me off. But
oh shit,
yeah, it's just like, but if you take it like normally, like it actually works, you know what I mean? In a sense, like I mean, for that young of an age, you probably don't feel right, and it's probably a young age to start medications. I think especially that strong, because I mean, I was on it in fucking first and second grade. You know what I mean?
And that's really young.
30 milligram Ritalin. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Jeez, that's a lot too, man. Yeah. I don't think I started till like maybe 7th or 8th grade, and I still had the up part of it, but the zombie shit definitely came in, and that's why I got off of it too. But that feeling, man.
You're like, nah, that ain't it.
Yeah, that feeling though, I liked that. That was my shit, bro. But
oh, okay.
That means you got to try fentanyl then.
Yeah,
you'll probably like that then.
If you like this, you're really gonna love meth.
All crazy. But okay, man, so going back to the school, that's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about
school.
Yeah, so I was never really good in school either. I mean, I was a smart ass, I was, I guess, kind of like a class clown.
Better than a dumbass. I always say that.
I guess, man. Yeah, it's true. So yeah, I mean, grades were never really that great, and then we get to high school and like the partying like kicks up a notch, obviously. So I go to Catholic school for 2 years. I play soccer. That was the big thing for me. That's how I broke my leg. I think I said that already. But, so pretty good team there. I ended up getting kicked off the team my junior year, I think, or my sophomore year for drinking and just bad grades, everything. So after that, grades still poor. I end up wanting to switch schools. And I switch over to this other Catholic school, and I go there for like 3 weeks and ended up leaving and doing homeschool. I I think they tried to, they had this rule in place. They were starting for the year. If we catch you with your cell phone, we're taking it and you're not getting it back until after Christmas break. And it was like fucking September. And the dean was like, give me your phone. I was like, I'm not giving you my phone.
My phone, fool.
Keeping it till Christmas. He's like, well, you need to leave. I was like, all right, I'm not coming back. That's fine. So, also, freshman year, my sister had this boyfriend that I guess I kind of looked up to in a way almost, but he was selling drugs, mushrooms, weed, stuff like that. So I started getting stuff from him, selling it to my friends, the younger kids, stuff like that. I thought it was really cool, So yeah, I started doing that, and once I left that school that I was at for like 3 weeks, I started doing homeschool, and that's when stuff just kind of started getting really bad. Not going to school, I ended up just not doing it pretty much at all, just partying, selling drugs.
Dang.
And then most of my friends are still over at that Catholic school. I've got friends all over the city, but most
You
of
have friends that are in Catholic school still?
what? I mean, no. Damn it, Dustin. So they're all still in school, but I go and hang out after school on the weekends, stuff like that. Well, I had a good friend that was a big athlete, big time. He had a bunch of SEC scholarship offers, and he got in a drunk driving accident on New Year's Eve, flipped his Jeep, ran into a tree, killed like instantly pretty much.
Jeez.
And at that point, my parents they were pretty worried about me, man. Obviously you're not going to school. You're just fucking off all day, doing God knows what. So I was told that I was going to a boarding school, right, in Alabama. And we go up to visit my sister in Knoxville because she's at the University of Tennessee. We were visiting her, and then my mom was going to drive me down the next day. So we're driving down there, and we're driving in, and like we turn off of this fucking podunk-ass highway, and we're driving up. I'm like, where the fuck is this place? What is this? And we start pulling in, and there's like fucking cabins everywhere. And then like I'm realizing what's going on. I'm not going to boarding school. This is some kind of fucking wilderness program. What's going on here, dude? What the fuck is this? So we get out there, and my dad had told me, before I went, he's like, you call me, if it's bullshit, I'll come get you. Don't worry about it. Well, dude, this place is, it's been shut down since then by the state, dude. Lot of physical, sexual abuse, not to me, but I mean, there's a lot of reports of that. Yeah, sure, whatever. But yeah, so I get there and
Trauma engaged.
yeah, exactly.
Let me see the hand hole.
I make it like 3 days, and they already told you you're not talking to your family for like, I think it was a week or a month or something. No phone calls, man. Nothing. They make you walk around with like a trash bag around your waist, and then one of the kids that's been there longer like fucking holds you. It's like a break you down like type thing. You know what I mean?
A trash bag around your waist?
It's like a fucking leash, dude. Yeah. So basically like they tie it around and they hold you so you can't go anywhere. And it's like they're trying to like get you into this routine that they have there, right? So 3 days go by, like I hadn't slept. I'm going crazy. And I finally convinced one of these people to let me call my dad. And I'm like, I got on the phone. I was like, yo, you got to come get me. This place is fucked up. I don't want to be here. Click. All right, I got you. I'll be up there. Don't worry. So I'm pretty much like refusing to do anything at that point because I think he's coming. And so they have these things called refusal punishments when you don't want to do anything. So the place where we actually stayed was like probably like 3/4 of a mile up the mountain. They'd make you carry like 2 5-gallon gots full of water up the mountain all the way up there, or like build like a rock wall, like a giant rock wall. They're like, it's discipline. It's for discipline.
Physical labor.
So this guy comes to me and he's like, so I heard you talk to your dad. And he's like, I was like, yeah, I did. And he was like, yeah, well, I talked to him too. He's not coming. And that right there, like immediately I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm stuck here. Like, I'm stuck. And it was just crazy because, like, I'm like, he's got my back. He'll come get me. But I know they had, like, my best interest at heart, and they were worried about me. But they didn't really know all what was going on at this place either. Now, there were kids that had been there 18 months. They'd been there a long time. Yeah, long time. So I finally, came to grips with, I'm going to be here a minute. So I left for there in December or January of 2005 or 6. I can't remember what year it was. So I'm there for a few months, and I see some I see some shit, man. Crazy stuff going on there, dude.
How many people are we talking? Like, how many people were
there's
there?
probably eight of us in a cabin. So the cabin's up on the hill, on the mountain. You go up there, you cook most of your food up there, dig a hole to shit in, close it up when it's full,
Jeez.
dig another one. And then, it's just a bunch of troubled kids, dude. And, it was tough at first because, of course, kids, dude, they're mean as fuck, so they pick at you, and finally get through that and start making some friends there, actually. But the punishments and stuff, dude, are crazy. And then had this one little kid from Louisiana. His name was Jeff. I'll never forget it after what happened to him. But bro, he was just a little shithead, and he was probably too young to be there. He was like 12 or 13, but he was such a little shit. I'm sure his parents just didn't want to deal with him anymore. You
Wow.
know? But we had a counselor. His name was Percy. This black guy. Why I say that is Jeff would always say some racially insensitive stuff to him, dude. And so we were up on the hill one day. We had gotten punished because these kids were trying to make hooch or something, and they found it in the cabin. And so we were up there like doing some bullshit they had us doing. And that little kid was acting up, and that counselor, Percy, he kept telling him, he said, Jeff, you're never going home. You don't listen to shit. Your parents ain't ever going to let you go home.
Wow.
Jeff said something to him. I don't want to repeat it, but he said something to him he probably shouldn't have. And about 5 minutes later, there was nobody around, and it was just Percy and Jeff, the two kids. I heard this loud scream, dude. He picked him up over his head and slammed this kid's head into a rock, and his head split wide open. And the kid's laying there, and he's like, oh, I'm blind. I can't see. We had to carry this kid down a hill on this like wooden gurney, and the helicopter came and picked him up. I shit you not, 3 days later, he's back there. His parents didn't even come get him.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I think it was a little bit of,
Is he still a smart ass?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But not as bad. He didn't say any more hard R's. I'm going to tell you that right now. But, he's still a smart ass. But that was just kind of like the manipulation they had on the parents there. They're like, these kids need to be here. They're terrible.
Wow.
So I got some of these stories back to my parents anyways. And 6 months later, 5 or 6 months later. Yeah. So May, I finally convinced them to let me come home. I was like, please, like, I'll do whatever, I promise. And I got to come home. And my mom and my sister came to get me, and I was like really excited. And we had planned to go to Barbecue Fest because they've got the World Championships down there in Memphis on the river every year. My dad has a big booth. They win stuff. Or they used to. He's retired from it now, but they used to win stuff all the time. Like the Food Channel, when they would come, and like they would always come to his booth. Like if you watch the old ones, there's all kinds of videos and stuff of him on there. So we pull up in my driveway, and my sister didn't tell me, but all my friends were there. And like as soon as I pulled up and saw everybody, I had a fucking giant panic attack and was like,
oh my God, I
was
bet.
like overwhelmed that I was like back home and like around everybody again. And I was like, I just need to go inside for a second, guys. Went inside and like kind of tried to gather myself because these were new to me. They all the panic attacks kind of started when I went there and like started seeing some of that stuff and going through some stuff. So when I got back, so I got into a car, drove down to the river with my buddy. Of course, like made a drink immediately on the way down there. And then like when I get there, and this is nothing against my dad because I think it was just kind of like the way he was or the way it is, but he like gave me a beer and he was like, welcome home. But like thinking back on it, it's like, well, what the fuck? I thought I was in trouble for doing all this shit, and then y'all are cool with it
Rewarding me
so,
now.
Yeah, so I know he was just happy to see me though, and he would, it wasn't like he was trying to like put me in any kind of harm's way, but so it never stopped really once I got back.
Almost like your bad behavior wasn't directly in connection with the addiction. It was just something else that you did. Like that's the way that I kind of see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got back, and
It's so crazy, man.
And then I wanted to go back to Christian Brothers, the Catholic school I was at for my senior year, but the credits from that place I was at, they didn't take them, and they were going to make me redo my junior year, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So, but yeah, let me let me go back to that place. Yeah, the state of Alabama shut that place down, and I'll show you it later. There's like this website of all these like stories that people have about it. and-
Really?
oh, it's nuts.
What was it called?
Three Springs, Paint Rock Valley, Alabama.
And it wasn't just addiction; it was just troubled teens.
Troubled
youth.
Yeah, troubled youth. I mean, dude, a lot of those kids, I mean, some of them were drugs, but, there were some that were there for anger and stuff like that. Like, one of my best friends that was there, his name was Matt Hutto, and he's passed away now. He died from a heroin addiction probably like 6-7 years ago. But, yeah, it's nuts, dude. I'll have to pull up some of that stuff later so you can look at it. But anyways, so, yeah, I went back to went to Memphis, and then I wanted to go there, but yeah, they didn't accept the credits. So I go to this public school, Ridgeway, and it's like pretty big culture shock, dude. I mean, I go from like an all white, like pretty much high school to a like 90% black, and then like mixed everything else pretty much. So
Yeah.
it was crazy, but it was good. I think I definitely needed that. So I get through there, and it was so much more lax than the Catholic school I was at, dude, that like I never went to class, never had to do anything pretty much. And then I ended up being half a credit short of graduating. So I ended up getting my GED anyways. It was kind of like, well, it doesn't really matter.
Wow. And when you got back from that spring spot, how was the relationship with your parents at this point?
I still had a good relationship with both of them, pretty good relationship. I never really had problems with them on that level. My dad coached sports growing up. He was always there for me. Mom's there for anything I needed to, so still good on that aspect. And like not really into hard drugs yet, haven't gotten there, still having fun. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So after high school, what'd you do? Did you go to college or did you jump to something else?
Well, I went up to Knoxville and lived up there for a few months. My sister was in school at the University of Tennessee. I had a bunch of friends that were going there. Enrolled at the community college up there and ended up dropping out. Was just selling weed and like kind of hanging out, doing whatever. So yeah, I was there and then ended up coming back home and just got deeper into the selling drugs and selling more of them because I didn't want to get a job. I've never really had any responsibility, and the idea of going to work and anything like that was kind of like, I don't want to do that. Don't have to yet, So
That just came about a year ago.
right. Well, yeah. 5 years ago. Yeah.
No, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right.
6
You're right.
months.
All right. This week.
Liaison.
The worst answering phones up there.
Well, you have to be answering them to be bad
True.
at it.
Not sleeping at the front desk.
All right, so you're out of high school now. You're selling drugs. You're this badass mobster in the streets.
No, stop. It's not even like that, bro.
Me and 50 Cent were
Yeah,
kicking
right?
it.
Exactly.
I was
My
on
homie
Twitter
runs
with 36
Six
Mafia.
My homie. No, man. So yeah,
Lil Wayne.
I had some buddies that moved out to, Colorado, California, and they would, send me stuff back, and it was just really to like support my lifestyle of doing what I wanted. I wasn't ever really trying to get rich. I was trying to not work, not be a grown up.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what it was. So started dabbling in pills a little more. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier. With the panic attacks when I came back, I went to see a doctor and got put on benzos. So started on Klonopin, and with those, like the more you take them, the less effective they are. So it quickly moved up to Xanax, and was taking one or two of those a day, and pretty much you have to have them to function. After you're taking them for like a month, like your body is like, you got to take this.
Needs
exactly.
Fucking crazy. I got hooked on those in like less than a week, dude.
Yeah,
Just like in the
bro.
first couple days, I was already like the 0.5s of the lorazepam.
Oh, yeah.
Weren't doing shit anymore.
Hooked on those quads.
Yeah, man. And then the next day, the panic attacks were like triple.
Oh, they're so
my
bad,
God.
dude. I'll always stand by that. I think the withdrawal from that is worse than anything that I ever had. Like just the no sleep, the restlessness, like all that.
The fear that comes back.
Oh
all
yeah,
that stuff.
Scared about everything.
Yeah.
Scared about everything, man.
So you're taking those, and I mean, dude, that's so nuts. Like to even think that you got these panic attacks because of where you were at. You know what I mean? Like all due to that spot being there.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it was just, I don't know if it directly comes from that, but I never noticed them until I went there, until like, you know, and I guess, you know, looking back on it, it's like linked to trauma, I guess,
Yep.
you know?
Fuck yeah, that makes perfect sense. All the stuff you saw.
So, yeah, I didn't never really like talking about it either. So, you know, that's a big thing too, keeping stuff bottled up. So, yeah, I get on those and then, you know, just kind of out there doing my thing. And then, you know, I got a buddy that brought over the start of the downfall was Oxycontin, you know, brought over a couple of those when they were still around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so once I licked the coating off of one of those, it was game over, dude. I mean, it was full on, you know, I'm stuck on this now, you know? So things are getting, you know, a little dicey at that point.
How old are you at this point?
21. 21. Yeah, so...
How old are you now, Carter?
22.
I'll be 30. Fuck, man. I'll be 35 this year. 34.
35, shit.
Yeah, man. Getting old.
Getting better, bro. It's all right.
Yeah, that's it.
Dang. Okay. So 21. So what was going on in your life from when you started taking the oxys for the first time to when you first got on that flight here?
So I had gotten a new girlfriend at that point, and she was like 2 years younger than me, and she was going down to Ole Miss, University of Mississippi, to go to school. So I went down there and enrolled and was going to school too, and actually finished a semester there, but we ended up breaking up and I left from down there. And it was a shitty breakup, dude. It was just like shitty circumstances, and her family fucking hated me. Go figure, you know? I don't know why. I have no idea. I have no idea why, man. Here's another thing. Well, one of the reasons they hated me, dude. So I had this girl that we were friends with in high school. We were all over at my house one night, and we were my mom was out of town or something. We were partying and drinking, and we were going to go somewhere afterwards. Well, we were all doing our thing over there, and we ended up leaving, and nobody saw this girl. Her name was Nora Jackson. Nobody saw her that night until like 4 a.m. She ended up calling another one of my buddies, and after that, she ends up going home and finds her mom murdered at her house.
What?
Yeah, like, so turns out she gets charged with this. It was her that did it. Yeah.
Whoa.
Shit.
Yeah, so she stabbed her mom like 55 times, I think it was.
Jeez,
That's the one that you
I'm a
said.
passion.
That's the one that's on that fucking episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that episode of like Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah,
or
48 hours.
48
Dude,
hours.
No shit. There's an episode about
yeah,
that?
bro. They used to call me all the time. I had them calling me up until probably like 3 years ago. They would always try and get me to come on and do interviews about this shit, but they would never wanted to pay me any money. So they're like, "We'll fly you." I'm like, "Nah, I need some money, some compensation."
I don't want to work.
Yeah. I don't want to do anything.
I can give you a little rundown of why I don't like to work and my history. Or you could just go to this link to the ARC podcast.
Yeah.
That's fucking
We'll
funny.
pay you in Zanny bars.
Yeah, check the deal. Count me in. Yes, please.
That's nuts. And this is a close friend of yours, dude.
Yeah. So
55 times. What the hell happened?
So her dad was killed like a year before that. He owned a gas station next to this strip club. He owned like a limo service too, but he was running whores and all kinds of shit. Anyways, somebody came into his gas station, the gas station he owned, and shot him in the head and went behind the register, took a bunch of money out of a safe and left. Well, they never solved it, but he left a bunch of money for her, and her mom didn't want to give it to her because we were,
So that's why she killed her?
Wow.
killed her for the money. And then...
And now she doesn't get the money and she's in jail, dude.
Oh, she's out somehow. Dude, you'll have to watch
What?
it. It's nuts, dude. Yeah, she took some Alfred plea or something, and she's out now.
Alfred, like Batman's butler?
Exactly. I'm Batman. So
that guy.
we all ended up being called in to testify and all that shit, right?
Crazy.
So of course, like, this is my fucking luck.
Nodded out on the fucking stand, dude.
The night before I'm supposed to testify, I get pulled over. Of course, I don't.
Oh, PTSD, dude.
Of course, I don't have a license. Of course, I have drugs, like everything. So the guy runs my license. It's suspended. He ends up taking me to jail. He didn't find the drugs in my truck, thank God.
Jeez.
But I bond out the next morning. But the DA, the prosecutor, ended up making me stay and like kept me in my jail clothes because she wanted it to look like her friends were pieces of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she pulled me into the interrogation room right before I went out. She's like, "I'm sorry I had to do this." You know, I was like, "You're a piece of shit." You know that lady. So
Jeez.
5:00 news comes on. And it's Carter fucking walking through the courtroom, handcuffed in like county blues. So
We left the link on the Instagram.
yeah, bro. So yeah, that was just one of the reasons they hated me, bro. So yeah, it was nuts, man. And then you know,
Jeez.
that was just a whole fucking ordeal too.
Just kind of escalates towards the end. And
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
The mom's dead.
exactly. Oh, poof, gone.
Wow, 55
That's
times, dude.
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that contributed to it too. So
55 times. That's nuts.
And then that's when you came out here. Was after that?
no, bro.
Oh,
That's just like the start of it. So after that, you know, it got pretty bad on the the pills, and I'm still just on pills at this point, oxys. So that was the end of 2009. I ended up going to treatment for my first time in 2010, and went to a place in Memphis, nice place. Didn't learn anything, didn't do anything except find out that heroin is cheaper
Oh, shit.
than pills. So I get out, and I actually do stay somewhat clean for a little while. I still got the Xanax prescription that I started taking again after I left. But so my dad worked at Valero in Memphis at the oil refinery down there. And he ended up getting me a job, pretty good job. So I started working out there, and things were, pretty good for a while. Started traveling. I hit the road. I went all over the country doing turnarounds. And so these turnarounds were basically you go into a plant for like 2 to 3 months, and then you'd fix what's needed. You work 84 hours a week, and then you're done. But you're working so much that you can work like 2 or 3 months, and then, I'm just going to take off for a little while. You know what I mean? So did that for a little while, and then I went to this job site down in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and I was a night shift job, and everybody there was a fucking junkie, dude. Like everybody
Jeez.
was on pills. So like I got ramped up and started doing that shit again, and ended up starting to send money back to people, send me 50 or 100 pills for the week, send me this, send me that. And then this is like around the time when all my friends are starting to do heroin that are close to me. I end up losing one of my best friends. This was like the first one, so he passed away, and people are starting to realize now, like, hey, this shit is like pretty serious, it's like really, fucking up people's lives. And, my parents are getting more aware. And so I left that job, came home to his funeral. I got, pretty bad off again after that. Ended up going back to treatment again to the same place.
Wow.
did you learn anything that time?
Where to get the heroin now?
Yeah.
Heroin is cheaper.
Just the same problems, dude. I go in there and, I'm distracted by women. Anything to keep my mind... anything to keep my mind off of, my problems.
Why you're actually there?
Yeah, exactly. Anything I could do, like, oh, fuck this place for this reason or that reason, just the stuff you hear here.
The
I'm going to
difference.
give you 2 towels.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck this place.
Bullshit. Bullshit. So, yeah, it was,
Then you went from pills to heroin.
yeah, basically.
And
So-
the heroin's what brought you down to your knees.
Oh yeah. It was tough, dude. So yeah, I go in there, I meet this chick in there, and she comes back into the story later on. But yeah, so
That rehab romance.
oh yeah, it's great. And then it doesn't help that she's like my mother's age too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, probably like 48 at the time.
I need a
She's an
cougar
older
sound
lady.
effect on here.
Now the heroin there, is it black tar or is it China white?
No, China White. Yeah. I'd never seen tar until later in my life when I went out to Colorado, and
Yeah.
it's like all they had out
So
there.
weird how it's
Yeah,
out east is
it's strange, right?
white and out here it's tar.
What's the difference? Just the way it's made?
Out here it's a tar, right? And it's
I think quality too.
they mix it with water. Out there it's a dry white powder like Coke.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you ever watch Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, I have. It's been a
Mix it
long
with-
time.
Remember?
though.
Mix it with lemon juice.
Yeah, she's overdosing off of, it looks like Coke, but it's heroin.
Yep.
It's China white.
Okay.
Yeah. So bright.
You never raced a car in the red.
Yeah. Never.
Damn.
I ended up getting out of there, and I went back to work at the refinery. It took no time, dude. I was back on, my prescription and then on heroin like full time at this point. Like the only time I'm doing pills is if I can't find dope, you know what I mean? I end up getting fired from out there. My dad was fucking real happy about that, you know? So made him look bad, embarrassed him, it was pretty shitty. End up going to a couple detoxes there in Memphis. And but I forgot to say also, when I was living at home, like when I wasn't on the road doing those turnarounds and stuff, I was living with my grandmother. And when she started getting sick, I started living with her full time. Even after, I had gotten fired from over there at the refinery, I was still in town. I just picked back up with going, running around, selling drugs, whatever, because I didn't have a job anymore. But my grandmother got sick, and she was getting, just old, forgetful. She drove off one day in her car, got lost, just dementia, it's how it gets. And so, we kept her there as long as we could, but it got to the point where, like, she needed round the clock care. Once she was put into the nursing home or whatever, I was living at that house like full time. So I felt like I had like a new like little bit of freedom, you know what I mean? And like I can kind of hide this stuff from everybody because, my dad had remarried at that point and my mom didn't live anywhere near in town. So it was pretty easy for me to kind of do whatever I wanted and, hide it. So started
you think that wedge, like knowing that your parents separated too, even helped, like went towards that as well?
I don't think it did, that's something that I thought back on a lot, like did I have some kind of weird trauma like when I was growing up that made me feel like this but no, I had a pretty good upbringing as far as that stuff goes, pretty good. So I'm living there now. And
how old are you at this point?
25, 24, 25. Yeah, I'm living there. And I got my buddy sending me boxes back from Colorado or California like once or twice a month just to, it's like I said, it was never, like, oh, I'm this fucking big time drug dealer. It was more of like, all right, I need to pay for this lifestyle and my addiction, obviously.
And I don't want to work.
Yeah. And jobs are not cool. So yeah. So yeah, doing that, also starting to run some like underground like gambling poker games a couple nights a week.
That's nuts,
man. Doing all that, just anything I can, like I said, to stay away from being an adult. So yeah, things start getting rough, man. Several women in and out always, just different ones. And then I get to a point where, I'm like really at a wit's end, I'm broke. I owe everybody money. I've either, fucked over these friends that have been helping me out or, so-called friends, I just, I'm still at this point where I was going to treatment because either like I don't have any money or like I don't have anywhere to go. I'll just go down here and, I'll tune up for a little bit. Well, I end up going down to Delray, Florida, for treatment down there, and this place was super nice, dude. Like really nice, big ass mansion, swimming pools, basketball courts, all that shit, but what does that do good? It doesn't,
Just a vacation.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and that's the way I treated it when I went down there, dude. I went down there and I did like 30 days in a residential inpatient, and then I got into an IOP and sober living house, and I started working at this call center down there. It's weird down there, bro. It's like it's all Haitians that are selling the drugs, and at that point down there, it was the big thing was carfentanil.
No shit.
I don't even know if it's like really a thing or around anymore, but it was big down there. It's like an analog, like opiate or something, but it's like 1,000 times stronger than fentanyl. Well, I started, I got some money in my pocket from that job that I was working at. And, you hear stories about where to get drugs or whatever from whoever down there, Well, I end up going and getting some one day. I remember getting it. I met this guy and I was riding my bike and I pulled off at this park into this bathroom there. It was like a little bathroom by a pool. And I went inside and I remember getting high. And I specifically remember being like, that fucking tasted weird and like something's not right. So dude, like I black out, and like the next thing I know, like I wake up and I'm like fucking on the ground, and like there's people all around me.
Shit, dude.
I guess somebody called the ambulance. I don't know, dude. To this day, I really don't know why, because I was by myself. I don't know who the fuck did it, but I woke up and the paramedics were around me. They'd Narcaned me like fucking 3 or 4 times, dude, because that stuff doesn't. It's so strong. It's like the Narcan doesn't get through to it. So I realized what had happened, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I'm fucking
Wake up call.
I don't even. Well, I mean, it should have been, but it didn't really. I mean, I came to, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I've got to go back somewhere." Obviously, because I'm still not where I need to be. I end up going back to another place and stay down there for like another 60 days or something. I want to say May of 2017, I finished up down there and ended up coming home. So I get back home and I don't know what I'm going to do. I still like have no idea. And like, I have every good intention in my head of like, I'm going to fucking stay away from trouble, but I know better than that, dude. I know as soon as I get to Memphis, the first thing I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna be getting into some trouble. So I get back home and almost immediately, dude, I fall right back into it. And now this is in May or June of 2017, so This is like coming up on the end of it, dude. So at staying at my grandma's house, this is like one of the last things. Staying at her house. Anyways, I had driven up to Chattanooga to go pick up some weed from a buddy of mine that grew up there, right? So I could go up there and get 10 pounds from him, and he'd front me 10. So I'd always drive up there and go get it. And I went up there, and, I don't really tell many people when I go, just because I don't want anybody knowing about it. Well, I had told like 1 or 2 people that I was going to be back and they could come back through when I got home, So I pulled up in my driveway and unloaded everything and like had a buddy come over and met him. And then when he left, I heard this loud like bang at my door, dude. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And like, it was a door at the front of the house. And then I have a carport and there's a door right here. I come out of the carport door because the front one's locked. The storm door's locked. And this guy like comes running at me. He's got a fucking like AR or AK in his hand. He's like, drop it off. He's like, give it to me. Give me all of it. Somehow I got the door closed and like the deadbolt locked and like went and ran and got my pistol. And I knew they weren't going to get through the front door. So I just sat there by the kitchen door and I had my phone. I was calling my buddy that lived down the street. Like, hey, you need to fucking get over here. I need some help. My phone dies. Oh, my fucking phone dies.
Hey, bro.
Like, yeah, seriously. That's
horrible.
what happened.
Nothing's changed, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Still can't get a hold of you to this day because you let your phone die, dude. Crazy.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, it was a dead battery.
I couldn't find the charging hole.
Bro, so I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm about to shoot this guy when he comes in. I don't have a choice.
Jeez.
Was it just the one?
No,
you knew of?
No,
Oh.
there was one, and then I know there was one out in the car because I was looking out the window. Oh, all of a sudden, I hear like glass breaking, and I'm figuring they're going through the truck out there. And then I hear tires screech off, and I go outside. My neighbor from next door had come outside. This old man, dude, shirt off in his underwear with a fucking shotgun in his hand. Fucking
Yes,
chased him off, dude.
Damn.
And he was like, "Are you okay?" I was
Get
like,
off my lawn.
Yeah. Goddamn kids.
Whacking in my tool shed.
Yeah, dude. So things are just like getting like fucking increasingly like crazier and more dangerous, dude. And at that point, my whole time I had been using, dude, I had never really, I'd never intravenously done drugs because I was scared of it. I've had so many friends that have passed away from it, and it just it always scared me. But I got into it that last year, dude, and like it was like a whole nother addiction in itself, like
Jeez.
Absolutely. And I got to a point where like this time around it was like so different because I wasn't broke. Like I had a car, I had some money, but like inside I was just like so dead and tired of like dealing with all of that bullshit that came along with it. And like I was tired of being a fucking loser, dude. Like I was just tired of it. And I finally came to this point, man. I was living at a buddy's house and they were all fucked up too. I finally, because my grandmother, she had been in the home for so long, all her money ran out, so they ended up having to sell her house too to pay for where she was staying before she passed. And I just got to this point, man. And I had like looked at myself and like I just fucking hated who I was, and I was like, I know I've got to do something. So I kept in touch with this lady that worked at a treatment center in Florida when I was down there, and I gave her a call. You know, she told me, you know, call if you ever need anything. I was like, I'm in a bad way again, and I don't know what to do. I want help, but I don't know I don't have insurance. I don't have anything going on. Her name was, I don't know if you remember her or not. I'm not sure if you were here or not. The Rabbi Jenny. She did groups when I was here, when I first started here, but she wasn't here very long in like 2018. Well, she used to work down there, and she was working here at the time. And she was like, I got a place you can come. We'll work something out with, you know, financial, all that stuff. So I came out here, and that's Robinson picked me up from the airport.
No shit.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Hey, calm the fuck down, man.
Yeah.
Don't touch my dogs.
Yeah, man. So, and it was never intended on me to stay out here. I was just like, well, I'm going to try it again. But this time I'm not going to I'm going to try and listen to people this time and not be such a shithead, which, you know, sometimes I still am. But, you know, I was like, I got to do something different because this isn't going to last much longer. I'm not going to last much longer at this rate. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah, ended up, came in for detox, stayed for residential, and, you know, I just awesome place, dude. Like, saved my life, obviously, but, you know, everybody, you know, else that worked here just, like, really took care of me and was, you know, like, willing to help and offered me a job when I was done, you know? So,
That's dope, man.
yeah.
So let me, just going back really quick. At this time, back in 2018, right, is when you came here?
Yeah.
How many clients did we have?
Oh, shit. When I came over to residential from detox, there was 12 total. Men and women together, there was 12 of us.
In residential.
Yeah.
And Matt, how many do we have in residential right now?
Shit, 120 something.
That's crazy, dude. Wow, it's changed a lot, man.
It's nuts, man.
And-
It's crazy how much it's changed, but you know, that's good though. That means business is good, right?
Absolutely.
We're helping people.
Absolutely. And when you got on that plane to come here, so you said that you were already set. You knew that you were going to be successful before you got here, or did that change start happening
once I got here, man, and just kind of like started taking suggestions from people and realizing obviously what I was doing was not working before, you know? I just was like so broken, like just like physically, mentally, you know, spiritually, everything. I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm just gonna listen and, you know, take suggestions and, you know, just go from there. And so, yeah, it was never meant to be me move out here, but you know,
I don't think it's ever like just a switch that switches, right? It takes a lot of different things to kind of fall in place.
absolutely. Yeah. I think
I mean, you were a member of the street sweeper team too, weren't you?
what is that?
Remember?
Oh my God. Don't even start with that, dude. Okay. Fucking whole nother podcast.
No,
I
but
was
it was
not.
like a bunch of different things got to like fall into place. You know, you were sick and tired of being sick and tired, as they say, but also being teachable, also being willing to like listen, try new things, like shit tons of stuff, right? It just isn't, hey, I'm going to get it this time.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man.
You probably came out here to escape and then you actually got something.
Exactly. No, that's exactly what happened, man. And like you said, like I think all the life experience and everything that happened, you know, it happened for a reason. And yeah, I've had some fucked up things happen to me. Have lost like more friends than I can count. And
You've had a lot of good things happen too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a little girl now. You got all kinds of different shit.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's another thing that, you know,
You wouldn't have that if you changed any of the good or the bad from your past.
Absolutely not, man. So yeah, it's just it all, you know, it's crazy how life works, man.
That's
know?
cool.
It's nuts how it all just kind of falls into place.
It works if you allow it to, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So I think your story is very important. Specifically, the part that I think is super important for people is the fact that you have tried to go to recovery more than one time. You know, I know a lot of people will go once or twice and they start, you know, getting that voice that lies to them, tells them they ain't shit, they're never going to get sober, it's never going to happen. What advice would you give to somebody who's in that cycle right now? You know what I mean?
You got to keep trying, man. Keep going. What are you going to, you can't just give up. It's
Thomas,
over.
Thomas the train. Thomas the
keep
train.
swimming. Just keep swimming.
I think I can. I can.
You ever see
No.
Bullet Train?
Right?
Oh, that's a fucking great movie.
A great movie with Brad Pitt in him.
No,
That's a good
I thought
movie,
you were
dude.
talking about Money Train at first. Have you seen that one? 'Cause
yeah, I
that
seen
one's
that
good too.
That's not near Bullet Train's way better.
Yeah,
Really?
you got to pay attention to it though. It changes quick. It's a good movie.
Shit, no
Anyways,
way.
They reference Thomas the Train in there.
Yeah, I'm the brute.
Yeah, I'm the brute.
I'm the tank.
Who are you, Tangerine?
Tank.
I'm
Tangerine.
gonna have to watch
Tangerine.
it now.
Lemon.
But yeah, as far as I mean, you can't. If you give up, it's just over with, dude. I mean, that's like one thing. I mean, I've obviously been in that position where I'm like, oh fuck it, you know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna be like this forever. But you know, that's just like your mind playing tricks on you.
Everything's temporary.
And I think it's a cop out to it at some point where oh, it's just gonna. Well, if you want it to be like that, then yeah. But you know, you have to do something different. You have
Yep.
to. You can't keep doing the same shit over and over again and expect good things to happen. So I did that when I came out here. You know, just listen to everybody that had been through similar situations as me before, and
That's
we're here
awesome.
where we are today. You know, I have a beautiful daughter. Very grateful for her, and
How old is she now?
she'll be 3 in June.
Oh man, congratulations, bro. That's for you.
Yeah,
That's awesome, dude.
So we do know Carter has had sex once
at least one
With
time
a woman.
with a woman once.
with a girl.
Boom. No, and I've seen Carter come a long way. I mean, he started working here 5 years ago, and for a long time he's I want to do something, and I'm like, dude, you better buckle up, get some shit straight. And now he's he manages our transportation.
Medicated liaison, dude.
Heck yeah.
But
Still,
I mean, he's done a lot. You know, he's come a long ways, and I have to give him credit. And he's a great dude, and he helps a lot of people. So
heck yeah, man.
man.
yeah,
Congratulations, bro. Most
Thank you for
definitely,
sharing
dude.
your shit, Carter.
Duh.
Heck yeah. Hey, dude, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story with us, brother, for real, man. Super, super dope. I'm proud of you. I'm happy, you seem like you're in a good place now. You got, good person by your side. You got your baby. You're doing good things, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Carter.
Yeah, give it up, man. Give it up to our homeboy, Carter, one last time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Much love. God bless. And make sure you stay tuned for the commercial after the episode. Peace. What's going on, everybody? This is Buddha from the Arcast, and I just wanted to thank you for checking out this week's episode. It means a lot, and if you could share it with a friend or a loved one, somebody in need in recovery, or maybe somebody who just needs that little bit of extra positivity in their life, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you would like to join us here on the Arcast, either in the studio live or online, hit us up. The links are down in the show notes of this episode, and on there, you can find direct links to our main website here at Americas Rehab Campus and all of our social media platforms. Follow us. We keep the posts positive and motivational, focused on recovery, health, and wellness. As you know, in this modern day and age, we need as much love as possible, y'all. And as always, if you or somebody you know is in need of substance abuse treatment, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We're open 24 hours a day, and our direct phone number is 1-833-272-7342. Once again, that phone number is 1-833-272-7342. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love and God bless. Peace.